Welcome. In this video, you are going to learn about how to avoid the 6 mistakes which are commonly made by the students who write the NET exam for the first time or maybe the 5th time. So if you watch this video, you will learn how to avoid these pitfalls and how to plan and write your exam and win this exam. Before that, I want to thank you for being here again. And if you don't know me, my name is Pradeep Hariharan. I'm an assistant professor of English. And if you already know me, thank you very much for your support. So let's jump in and see what are the mistakes we have to avoid. The first thing is understand your examination pattern. You know that there will be 150 questions you have to answer in 3 hours. From paper 1, 50 questions and paper 2, 100 questions. And there are no negative marks. And how much time can you take to answer single question? 72 seconds. That is, you will only get 1 minute and 12 seconds to read and find the answer and mark it. If you focus for 3 hours, which is impossible. So you have to learn the skill of reading fast, and also you have to learn the skill of sitting and working continuously for 2 to 3 hours daily without any distraction. So that is the first skill you have to learn. Many students don't do that. Another strategy is that don't aim for 150 questions. In order to qualify NET, as you know, we need only half marks, that is 75 questions. I don't mean that you have to study for 75 questions. Aim to score 100 questions. In other words, identify your strength areas, work more on them, and in some areas if you don't know, just skip it, because there will be many questions that you don't know. Just ignore them and move on to the next one. So don't try to study to answer 150 questions, which is a strategy for failure. Instead, focus on certain areas and try to attempt 100 so that you will surely get 80 or 85 correct. And second thing is that know the syllabus. So first you have to know the examination pattern, then you have to pick the syllabus. As you know, there are 10 areas from paper 2 and 10 areas from paper 1. And read closely and look in which areas you are familiar with. Do an analysis, which area you already know, which area you can study, and which area you will never able to understand. Just ignore that part. Don't waste time on it, because we don't need it. We will focus on the other thing and we will learn. That is a strategy successful students use. And third thing is that get the resources. As you know, all information is available on internet, but at the same time you must have some foundations. That means buy some basic books. For example, buy a book of history of English literature, any author, original, and start working on it, because you must know the basics of our history. That is what you're going to write. Up to now, you were a student, a receiver of knowledge. From tomorrow onwards, you're going to share your knowledge. You're going to be a teacher, and teacher must know the basics of history of English literature. And also buy a glossary and also study the important concepts of English literature, without which never ever try to write the exam, kids, because it's a strategy for failure. Those are the foundations on which the rest of the things we are built. And another thing is that be part of a community. Actually, those who are already studying with, if I don't know whether you know, I have a community, NET JRF masterminds. If you're not part of it, you're missing something, because every day I provide some inspirations, I provide them some videos, and I really inspire them. So if you haven't joined yet, I request you to be a part of it. And if you didn't like it, you can leave at any time. Okay. The next thing is that have a fixed plan. As I told you, there are 10 areas from literature and 10 areas from paper 1. So sometimes people ask, can I prepare for NET in 30 days or 60 days? There may be people who have cleared NET in studying 30 days, but I don't know anybody like that. If you really want to get something there, you have to spend the time on it. Just imagine you plant a seed tomorrow, and can you reap the harvest the next day or in 30 days? It's impossible. If you want to prepare it systematically, you have to spend some 90 to 180 days. Systematically, I use the word. And just imagine, if you want to study from, I said there are 20 areas. And if you spend 3 days, 60 days are over. And remember, the first part, in the second part is drama, second part is poetry. Can you study the entire poetry in 3 days? It's impossible. So understand the syllabus. Syllabus is heavy. It's a nationalized test. So have a strategy, have a plan. How can you find 3 to 4 hours daily and study? And the next thing is that, as I told you, prepare a strategy. Actually, don't work like a donkey. Be a horse. In other words, some people, they study without having a strategy. That is where I told you, look at the syllabus, pick some areas that you are comfortable with, and some areas are limited. For example, English language teaching, cultural studies, then what you may call poetry or drama. Those are the vast areas. So pick the areas which are limited and you're comfortable and work on that first. Then move on to the difficult ones. And the next one is track your daily action. This is very important. That is, first you prepare an action plan, that is Monday to Saturday, leave Sunday, take 1 day rest, and this much hour I will study. And every day when you sit to work, just note it down and ask yourself, what am I going to study for next 1 hour? And after, when you get up, just note down what you did. Were you browsing for materials? Were you taking notes? Were you studying? Remember, browsing internet for material and writing notes are not part of studies. Studying means understanding. Will you be able to recall? Study is all about recalling. So it is not how much you study. It is how much you can remember on that day, fast. That is what matters. Okay. So the next thing, this is not a thing, these are 2 bonus tips. Take care of health there. Actually, eat well, sleep well, and be happy. Don't get anxious, tensed. See, when you get tensed, we get into a primitive mind. We get into a survival mode, which will not good for our brain. So eat nutritious food, sleep on time. And another thing is that enjoy yourself. Don't study. Connect with your people. If you have some habits, do it. And always spend time for your loved ones. If you are a mother or a brother, sister, whomsoever you are, when you study, inform them, don't disturb me for these 3 hours. Then rest of the time, you go and spend your time. That will make you energetic. And remember, most of the time you may be doing for that. So if you can avoid those 6 mistakes and you can work on those tips, 2 tips, dears, your result will be phenomenal next time. So I want you to watch this video again and understand and avoid, and I'll see you in another video where I will decode more about direct exam. For the time being, thank you very much, and don't forget to join my FB channel, and I also have a blog spot. I have all shared in the description. If you are interested, you can join. Else, just forget it. It's your wish. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.